back.
Yes, we
are
are.
back. Are you ready to roll?
With the troll.
Troll, that's right. We are back. I'm here with the voice of reason.
Rolling and trolling.
So today we are doing both of those things, actually. We're trying to figure out which guy is Sam's best love match. Now,
this was tougher than we thought.
This was way tough. Listen, Sam dates all the time. In 4 seasons, she's dated 3 guys already.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm pretty sure she hooked up with a couple others off screen.
I feel like she takes after her mother.
Yes, remember that? We heard a lot about the kind of sluttier ways of Amanda LaRusso in her younger days.
Oh, God, that was a great dinner when they all went out.
Think how funny this is. So LaRusso women get around a lot. The LaRusso men get friend-zoned all the time.
Whoa.
And in case anybody's missed it, we did a video a couple weeks ago about how the LaRusso men, Daniel and Ant, get friend-zoned quite a bit. Make sure you check out that video. We'll have a link to it in the description. But let's dive in. We've got 10 potential suitors here for Sam.
Yeah.
This is kind of like an episode of The Bachelor, isn't it?
It is.
Or Bachelorette, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got 10 potential suitors for Sam. The voice of reason and I made one consolidated list. We decided it was best to just have one list and not dueling lists.
We were of like mind anyway.
So out of 10 boys here, let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to rank them from the worst match for Sam to the best, the number 1 match for Sam.
Okay.
Never thought I'd be doing this on the Troll channel.
No?
Yeah, it's love connection shit.
Right.
But let's give it a whirl. Okay, number 10, we have Brooks.
Yeah.
Some of you might be thinking, who the hell is Brooks?
Who is Brooks?
A lot of people don't know Brooks' name. Brooks is that big fat dumb one that used to hang out with Kyler up until Hawk beat the piss out of him in season 3.
Yeah.
And then he was no longer, then he was just banned. Like I don't even think he was allowed to go to school there anymore.
He's been shadow banned. He's been banned.
Because we never saw him again.
Yeah.
So Brooks, I think, is an obvious number 10, right? He's at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, not a good match. But he did go to her pool party and wear Daniel's trunks.
Does that help?
No.
I don't think so either. At number 9, this is no surprise, we have Kyler.
Yeah, it was tough.
Now, Sam
whether he should be
Kyler.
9 or 10.
Yeah, he's bad news. I mean, in a way, he's kind of a worse kid than Brooks, I guess. But I think at least romantically, she was interested. She at least went on a date with Kyler for like 15 minutes.
That is why he landed in the number 9 spot.
Yeah, that's why he beats out Brooks. So
Kyler,
not a good suitor for Sam. I don't think it's going to work out.
Nah.
But hey, they have karate. They've got a couple things in common. Who knows? Maybe one day it all works out, right?
When he comes to his senses.
Maybe.
Not his sensei.
Let's talk about number 8. This is an interesting one. This is a gentleman named Assface. Now, you might be wondering, well, who exactly is Assface? What's his affiliation in the martial arts? Assface originally was part of Cobra Kai. Did you know that?
I did know that.
He joined Cobra
Kai. Paid attention
Kai.
To the show.
Good. He joined Cobra Kai right at the beginning of season 2. He saw them win the tournament. He thought, hey, I'd like to get my ass involved in this. However, before long, he was Miyagi. Wasn't he Miyagi-Do at some point? Oh, no, he was not. But he was Eagle Fang.
Right. Chris went to Miyagi-Do.
That's right. And Assface stayed with Cobra Kai,
yes.
didn't he? All right, well, regardless, none of that really matters because we don't think he's a good match for Sam. We're putting him at number 8, only above a couple of guys who were such bad kids that it's just disgusting. These 2 kids are fucking assholes. So he's barely above them, guys. But we are putting Assface at number 8. Let's talk about the number 7 slot. Who is just above? Who's beating out a guy named Assface
right.
for Sam's heart? You want to know?
I do.
It's a gentleman who goes by the name of Hawk.
Hawk.
We feel that even though Hawk was part of destroying the LaRusso household, damaging lots of furniture, he was trying to hurt all of that. It was very odd because he was friends with Miguel, and Miguel and him are on opposing sides there. So I never really understood how the writers just kind of glossed over that. The fact that he and Miguel, they didn't even acknowledge each other during the fight.
Right.
So I think of that as kind of a weird flaw in the storytelling. But regardless, Hawk was there in the LaRusso household doing all kinds of damage. He was a very bad kid. Therefore, he and Sam are not a very good match either. He's number 7 on this list of 10 guys who's trying to bang Sam. Now, number 6, you're going to be a little bit surprised. We're getting into a nicer guy territory here. You want to tell them who number 6 is?
Number 6 is
Dimitri.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it since you're taking your time. Dimitri is not a good match for Sam because I don't think you could be more friend-zoned than what we saw in season 2 at the mall. Remember that?
Yep.
Dimitri was just like a sobby girl, and Sam was gonna you know how the old joke in high school is like, what, are you gonna have a girl fight your battle for you?
Sam was more butch than Dimitri.
Well, and Dimitri literally was gonna let a girl fight his battles for him. Literally,
Yeah.
he was scared to death of the whole fight, and the idea of her getting in the way and like putting up her dukes and everything the way she did.
Don't you think you're doing a lot of genderizing this show?
Like, I don't know what that is, but you better get off it. We're doing a lot of inside jokes, guys. If you don't know the show as well as we do, if you think we're saying weird shit, sometimes it's because we are constantly paying tribute to the show.
Hit the like button and then
inside
comment
jokes.
back with an inside joke.
And maybe subscribe. Okay, number 5 is Chris. Now, again, some of these characters, you don't hear their names that often. So if you're not sure who Chris is, Chris has been Miyagi-Do for a while. Sure, he was Cobra Kai for
a hot minute.
Was it 3 episodes, 4 episodes, I guess. But by the middle of season 2, Daniel came over. He's one of the first kids that Daniel poached.
Yeah.
And he's the big kid.
When he walked out, he said, "I didn't like it here anyway."
Yeah, I love that. That was well acted too. He turned to Johnny and he just said, "I didn't like it here anyway." Is that what he said, or did he say, "I didn't fit in here"?
No, I think he said, I didn't like it here.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, anyway, he's a great character. I think he's always had a lot of heart. I think he was like the first kid to really realize that he was in bad with Johnny and those kids at the beginning. So
yeah.
I like him. We think he's a decent match for Sam. They're in Miyagi-Do together. Frankly, I'm not surprised that he hasn't hooked up with her yet because she's been so busy dating everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, there hasn't been time to date Chris.
Right.
Maybe in season 5. All right. So Chris would be, now we're finally getting into some potentially good matches for her, right?
Yeah.
So now number 4, we didn't skip anybody here, did we? No, we got Dimitri at number 6. We got Chris at number 5. Number 4 is Eli. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
You're thinking we already put Eli at number 7, but
we
that's
did not
horseshit.
Mess that up.
We put Hawk at number 7. You lying son of a bitch. We put Hawk at number 7. Eli is at number 4.
Yes.
Now, some of you are going to say, well, this is really a crock of shit because Hawk and Eli look very similar. But we do consider them to be 2 different characters on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Eli, in the way he is now, is actually a pretty damn good match for Sam.
Yeah.
Is it awkward if they want to hang out in the living room and it happens to be the same living room that Hawk was part of destroying?
Yep, awkward.
That's weird. Is it awkward that he called her princess many times, like a la Han Solo to Princess Leia?
Not in a complimentary tone.
No. You know, that's funny. I never thought of that. When Han Solo calls Princess Leia princess, he's doing it to be a dick. He's trying to say that like she acts like a princess. But technically, she's she was a princess. There's no Alderaan anymore, but she was the princess before it blew up.
Right.
So that's kind of funny because he's like, I don't think so, princess. You know, he's got a couple of snotty. That's kind of funny. I sort of forgot she was actually a princess for a minute. Anyway, Eli does the same thing to Sam. I know that doesn't set them up for good romance, but we still think he's a decent number 4, just barely etching out Chris, because now it's like, it's kind of weird. It's like Eli's actually closer to Sam than Chris, even though Chris was in Miyagi-Do with her for longer.
Yeah.
Because of what happened at the tournament. Like now they got close. They were the 2 towards the end. So I feel like Eli's kind of closer to her. All right, we're in the final 3. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. You don't sound very excited.
I am.
Number 3 is going to surprise you.
Yeah.
It's a guy named Xander. Now, a lot of you are thinking,
Xander!
We don't know who Xander is. I thought Xander was he was part of Zartan's crew over at, not Cobra Kai, but Cobra. You remember the Dreadnoks, you guys, from G.I. Joe? They don't know what I'm talking about. Xander was seen... He had 1 episode in season 1. He was in the last episode. He was the kid who gave that obnoxious, remember that? He gave that little speech about hatred.
He took the mic.
Yeah, he took the mic and made that whole thing about, we got to fight against hatred and everything. And that was a nice thing to say. But Johnny felt that someone should kick that little bitch in the, what did Johnny say? He's like, kick this fucking pansy in the something in the face like or something. And then Miguel was more than happy to take him up on that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Miguel, this brings us to our number 2 spot. Number 2 is Robbie Keane. Like I did that, I faked him out.
You did.
Robbie Keane is the son of Johnny. Did you know that? Robbie is actually Johnny Lawrence's son.
I pay attention to the show.
Okay, not everybody does. Robbie Keane dated Sam for a little bit, and you might say, well, that seemed like that'd be a nice match. We thought so too.
We did.
Didn't work out on the show. She got mad. You know what? What did they fight about? She felt that Robbie shouldn't have kicked that kid over the balcony into his potential death.
Robbie, what did you do?
Yeah. If I'm Robbie, I'm being like, wouldn't it be funny if right there in that moment, guys, think back to season 2, right when Robbie kicked Miguel over the balcony. I like how we're just doing spoilers, by the way. We didn't really warn anybody. I'm sorry about the spoilers, guys. But by this point, if you're on YouTube, you've had it spoiled anyway. You know, that video was there long ago. But when Robbie kicked him off the I'm calling it a balcony, but he kicked him off the flight.
Yeah, I don't know what else to call it.
I don't know. Then when she yells, Robbie, what did you do? Wouldn't it have been great if he's like, what do you mean, what did I do? I just had to fight the whole fucking Cobra Kai because of you. And they got into a whole argument right there. Like the cops are showing up, ambulances, everything. Miguel's laying there practically dead. And they're just getting into a huge fucking fight. Not a fist fight. That's enough of the fist fights, but a big argument. That would have been hilarious to me. All right, number 1 is obvious now. There's only one kid left, and it's very clear. Miguel Diaz.
Mr. Diaz.
Mr. Diaz. What is the problem, Mr. Diaz? He's clearly the best match for Sam on the show, right?
So far.
I mean, you were saying a good point, though. You were saying earlier that there's probably her best match we haven't met yet.
That's what I think, yeah.
Yeah, and I get that. But we got to work with what we got. We got a nice round number here of 10 boys. It seems like out of these 10 kids, Miguel seems to be the best match for her. Not just her favorite, not just the one she's into the most, but they do seem to have the best connection. They seem to get along the best. And so far, they've really only broken up once.
Yeah.
Now, I got to point out the obvious here. Do you realize out of these 10 kids, the kid who got the number 1 spot is a kid who early in their dating got drunk, hit her, and then tried to start a fight with the friend she was with?
Yep.
That's not a good starting off to a relationship. So someone could easily, there's someone right now who's like throwing a pen at the screen and they're going, how dare you guys? Some of those kids that got mad at us, remember everyone got mad because we said Sam was psycho? Remember that?
Yep.
And they went crazy?
Yeah.
I bet they're pissed off that we're setting her up with an abusive male. But.
Well, I mean, that might be a stretch, but.
I don't know. He did get drunk. He did hit her.
Yep.
And he didn't really cuss her out, but he was very pissed off.
It's one of those times when all of the little individual facts of the story don't add up to, the sum total of what you're saying.
What would they tell their grandkids one day? Like, how did you guys meet? Well, we met, how were they met at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird story. It's like, well, first he defended me and he beat up like half the school to protect me and defend my honor. And that's beautiful. That's so nice. Was it happily ever after? Not exactly. Then he got liquored up a couple weeks later and he threw me down in a fucking beach party.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to beat up this guy, Robbie, who had done nothing wrong. In fact, Robbie was the son of his sensei. I mean, that's not a good story for the grandkids. You're going to edit some of that shit out.
Yeah.
You just skip ahead past the breakup, past all that shit.
Yeah, there's things that grandkids don't need to know.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to know about that. They got the show they can look back on. All right, guys, anyway, those are our thoughts. Let us know in the comments what you think. Who should Sam be hooking up with? She's got to be somebody here. Obviously, she's had lots of problems with Miguel, lots of problems with Robbie, problems with Hawk and Eli, problems with Kyler, problems, with Brooks. Okay, she's had problems with half the guys on here, but let us know who you think she should be with. We're running out of things to talk about for Cobra Kai anyway, guys. So just give us some ideas, give us some thoughts. Like, subscribe, do all the other shit. We'll see you tomorrow for another video.
Thank you
for watching. Thanks for checking. I should have ended on a thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. We're looking forward to growing further in this channel, just the way that Daniel and Johnny are growing their dojos.
Yeah.
Same exact
just
way.
Like that.
Just exactly like that. We'll see you next time.